Imagine waking up one morning in a modern democracy. Elections still exist. Courts are still working. The Constitution is still technically alive. Nothing looks like a dictatorship yet, and yet, within just a few months, freedom is gone. No tanks on the streets at first. No mass arrests on day one. No sudden cancellation of elections. Everything happens legally, step by step, with laws, votes, and signatures. This is not a movie plot. This is Germany in 1933. And this is how democracy didn't collapse by force, but was quietly killed from the inside. Before we continue, if you care about real history explained clearly and honestly, make sure you like this video and subscribe to the channel. It really helps WorldWarTwoOffical reach more people who want to understand how the past still shapes our present. Now let's get into the story. Because what happened in Germany is not just history, it's a warning. In the early 1930s, Germany was a democracy known as the Weimar Republic. On paper, it was one of the most modern democracies in the world. It had free elections, multiple political parties, freedom of speech, and a constitution that protected individual rights. But behind the scenes, the country was deeply unstable. Germany was still suffering from the humiliation of World War I, crushed by massive war reparations, and hit hard by the Great Depression. Millions were unemployed. People were angry, scared, and desperate for change. This is the environment where Adolf Hitler and the Nazi Party rose to power. But here's something important. Many people misunderstand. Hitler did not come to power through a violent revolution. He did not overthrow the government with weapons. He was appointed Chancellor of Germany on January 30th, 1933, through a legal process. Conservative politicians believed they could control him. They thought he was loud, useful, but ultimately manageable. That miscalculation would destroy German democracy. At first, Hitler did not have absolute power. The Nazi Party did not even have a majority in parliament. But Hitler understood something very dangerous. He knew that if you control the laws, you don't need to break them. And within weeks, the opportunity he needed arrived. On February 27th, 1933, the German parliament building, the Reichstag, caught fire. The government immediately blamed communists. To this day, historians still debate who really started the fire. But what matters is how Hitler used it. The very next day, President Hindenburg, under Hitler's pressure, signed the Reichstag fire decree. This single document suspended key civil liberties. Freedom of speech, freedom of the press, privacy rights, and protection from unlawful arrest were all effectively removed, and it was done legally. With these emergency powers, the Nazis began arresting political opponents, especially communists and social democrats. Newspapers were shut down, political meetings were banned. Fear spread fast. Technically, elections still existed, but they were no longer free or fair. In March 1933, Germany held elections again. The Nazis used intimidation, violence, and state power to influence voters. Even then, they still failed to win a full majority. But it didn't matter. Hitler already had the next move ready. On March 23, 1933, the German parliament voted on something called the Enabling Act. This law would allow Hitler's government to pass laws without parliamentary approval, even if those laws violated the Constitution. In simple terms, it was legal dictatorship. To pass it, Hitler needed a two-thirds majority. How did he get it? Through fear and manipulation. Communist lawmakers were already arrested or barred from attending. Nazi stormtroopers filled the building. Other politicians were threatened. Some were promised protection. Some believed this was temporary. The vote passed. Democracy ended with a legal vote. From that moment on, Hitler no longer needed parliament. Political parties were banned one by one. Trade unions were dissolved. Independent courts lost power. The press became propaganda. All of it followed laws passed under the Enabling Act. No coup, no civil war, just signatures and stamps. What makes this story truly disturbing is how normal it looked at first. Many Germans believed order was being restored. Crime seemed to drop. The economy showed early signs of recovery. And because changes happened gradually, people adapted. Each step felt small. Each loss of freedom seemed temporary or justified, until one day, there was nothing left to defend. Even President Hindenburg, the last figure who could legally restrain Hitler, died in 1934. Hitler merged the roles of chancellor and president. And again, it was approved legally. The army swore loyalty not to the constitution, but to Hitler personally. Germany was now a totalitarian state, built almost entirely through legal means. This is why Germany 1933 matters so much. It shows that democracy does not always die with violence. Sometimes it dies with applause. Sometimes it dies through fear. And sometimes it dies because people believe strong leadership is more important than free institutions. Take a moment here and think about this. If you see similarities, or if this story surprised you, drop a comment below. WorldWarTwoOffical reads them all, and your perspective matters. History is not just about dates and names, it's about patterns. The lesson of Germany 1933 is that laws alone cannot protect freedom. The Constitution is only as strong as the people willing to defend it. When fear replaces critical thinking, and when emergency powers become normal, democracy becomes fragile. As we wrap up, if you found this video valuable, please share it with someone who loves history or needs to hear this story. Sharing helps keep these lessons alive. And don't forget to comment your thoughts and subscribe for more deep, honest World War II history. Because understanding how democracy was killed legally once might help prevent it from happening again.